You made a huge mistake. If you're at work, headphones in.
But let me stay.
What's up, guys? It's Damo Wilson back in this bitch.
Oh, God.
That is the worst YouTube intro I've ever seen. Yeah, I just wanted to go on right. I just thought about that one. It popped into my head instead of saying alright, which is a good intro. Which is, all right, welcome back to the reason they should have never gave you niggas microphones. This is Let Me Stay Focused, the podcast. I'm Lil Low.
And I'm Lil Blackheart.
And I'm Daija.
Again, woo!
Yeah.
I was doing the ASMR clap.
That shit is so annoying, bro.
I love that. Ugh.
Why? Oh my God. That shit.
I'm acting like I'm Cardi B.
No.
All right, well, I don't have honorable mention. You do.
Me?
Yes.
You sure?
Yep.
I did last time.
No.
I did. I gave it a scholarship.
Yes, when we were recording in the studio, so maybe we should start this over because when this episode comes out, you will have not had it last week.
Oh. Okay. You know what, y'all? Ain't nothing wrong with it. I'll speak highly of someone once again. It won't kill me that much.
It'll be interposed. So like last week, you will have spoken ill of somebody.
Can't wait. Okay. No, I want to shout out Ray Hooks. Ray Hooks is owner of Palidori. She's a black LGBTQ woman, and she owns one of the, what I feel is one of the dopest clothing brands in the 757. So I want everybody to go check out her store in Military Circle Mall. It's Palidori. It's right by I think that's DTLR and like Jimmy Jazz. It's over there. So, yeah, you guys stop in, check her out. Her Instagram is Palidori_333. So follow her, check her out. She's super harder than most of these niggas. And yeah, that's my honorable mention. She's doing her thing.
Ooh. It occurred to me that when I worked at DTLR, I bought something for my coworker's brand and I never got it. So, Aunt, if you're out there listening, fuck you.
What brand is that?
I don't even remember.
Oh, I didn't even know they sold local brands in DTLR.
They didn't, but he was my coworker. I was being supportive.
Oh, he was selling it like himself.
Yes.
Okay. Wow.
And then he moved to the Lynn Haven branch, and I showed up there. Was it Lynn Haven? It was a different mall, though, because I didn't work in a mall. Anyways, I'm already on a roll, but I have more people to speak ill of. The Lord's work is never done.
Never.
Mama June and the entirety of Honey Boo Boo's family, better known as, well, Alana Thompson, better known as Honey Boo Boo.
Right.
Her 17th birthday is in August, and she will be undergoing weight loss surgery. I don't care about that. Do you? She will be undergoing weight loss surgery alongside her 21-year-old boyfriend for her 17th birthday. So she is currently 16.
Dating a 21-year-old?
Yes, and they're both getting weight loss surgeries.
Oh, wow. So he's fat and a pervert.
Her body isn't even developed yet.
So it says, Honey Boo Boo is going under the knife to live a healthier life. Born Alana Thompson, the reality star will head to New York City in August after her 17th birthday to undergo weight loss surgery. Her manager confirmed to Page 6 Wednesday morning. The former toddler and tiara star will receive a suture sculpt endoscopic sleeve from weight loss Dr. Stephen Batash, which can cost about $13,000. Thompson reportedly weighs 275 pounds and is looking to drop to 150 after various diets didn't give her the results she wanted. The TLC star is concerned her weight is genetic and believes the surgery is the only way to reach her goals. The Here Comes Honey Boo Boo alum will be undergoing the knife alongside her boyfriend, Draylon Caswell, who also has weight loss goals in mind. It says Thompson and Carlswell, 20, but I've looked this up since then, and I think his birthday just passed, have been dating since mid-2021, but didn't make their relationship Instagram official until the end of September. And a Teen Vogue profile published in August, Thompson heartbreakingly shared that she doesn't have any friends besides her boyfriend. She said, and I quote, "To be honest, I do not have many friends at all because I feel like folks are so much like, oh my God, I'm friends with Honey Boo Boo. I don't trust nobody really, so I don't have friends. Carswell and Thompson first raised eyebrows with their age gap, but they reside in Georgia, where the age of consent is 16.
They've always been weird, though.
But wait.
They've always been strange.
Thompson's mother, Mama June Shannon, shared in May 2022 that her daughter and Carswell receive a lot of hate over their relationship. Guess why?
Why? Because he's black.
Because it's interracial. She's getting a lot of hate because she's in an interracial relationship. He is older. At the end of the day, Alana's not that 6-7-year-old child y'all fall in love with 11 years ago.
Okay.
I would like to say something, and the something is, Mama June, fuck your own life up.
Which she already did.
But she already did. She had this surgery and did not keep the weight off. But
Right.
that's besides the point. I don't care that your daughter's getting weight loss surgery. That's neither here nor there to me.
Right.
Because she might have a point there with the genetics thing.
Yeah.
A 21-year-old? Who's paying the $13,000? Does he have $13,000?
That's what I'm saying. Like, where is this shit even coming from?
Right.
Fucking ridiculous.
Where is it coming from?
It's absolutely absurd.
That's insane.
That's crazy as hell.
Isn't it?
That's crazy as hell.
Fuck him. So, on to Why Is You Here?
All right. Well, Why Is You Here is where we talk about somebody who has pissed us off for the week. I have several. Okay. These type of people, I ain't even gonna say they piss me off more so than they just confuse me. But creatives who move to LA on a hope and a damn dream and don't come back with shit besides a drug addiction and a designer wardrobe.
What if they had a Kickstarter?
See? Nah. Because what the fuck, bro? No.
They spent the Kickstarter on that powder.
That's what it is.
On that white girl.
That's what it is. $1,100, $1,200 in drugs.
How you do that?
Easily.
One thing I'm gonna do is spend money
know
on
how much
food. Forget drugs.
Easily.
Food is
They
a
go
drug.
through it. All they do is party and fucking snort cocaine.
Yeah, that's bad.
Exactly.
No acting career.
Nothing.
And then their dirty, ripped up portfolio of their headshots.
Do you have someone in mind or like a situation in mind, or is it?
I mean,
like,
just all of the if you're in the creative scene in the 757, you know what I'm talking about, bro. Everybody swear they going to LA to get their life, and I'm just like, what the fuck are y'all niggas doing out there?
Do y'all know how much it costs to get
go
to LA?
I'm saying,
Isn't
I'm
it
scared,
$10 a gallon?
bro. I'm scared to death of LA, bro. Like that was just a place that I never wanted to go because I know so many people that came back burnt out.
Too expensive.
Yeah, I feel like you have to have family there or be like from there to just sort
To
of skirt over
prosper.
there. And,
Right.
At all.
Or you have to like get popping here and your team is like, we need to move you to
Right.
LA.
We're moving you there. That
Yeah.
would be different.
Yeah.
And just like, I'm going to go on the streets and make it on my own.
Yeah, what?
Like make that make
Panhandling.
sense. Make that make sense. Like I said, I don't like to be uncomfortable. So
Listen,
that is not a situation that I'll be putting myself in. I would never follow nobody to know LA just to try to work out a dream. I didn't even want to shit. And I got another whole Why Is You Here.
let's hear it.
This girl really told me that I was a bad friend and I'm unsupportive because I didn't want to follow her to Atlanta to go to a casting call for some shit. So if I didn't even want to do that, what makes y'all think I want to go to
bad
LA?
friend?
Yeah, girl. Yeah, it was
We
really
don't have
crazy.
to have the same dreams.
It's not even that, bro. It's just the fact that I didn't want to go. Like, it was my friend's, first of all, it was my other friend's birthday weekend. I had work. I wasn't feeling good that week. And some shit was going on with my car. So it's like, nah, it just
not
won't
gonna
give and
work
go to
out,
Atlanta.
right.
What am I going there for? Like, it's not like we were going there to make any money.
Yeah.
Right.
Mind you, when she told me what she was going there for, I was happy for her. So it's like, it's not like I told you not to go.
Right. Or try to talk her out of it.
Oh,
I
she didn't go?
No, she did.
Oh, okay.
When she came back, she snapped
problem.
on everybody and was like, we don't support because we all didn't go.
Whatever.
8 hours away.
Girl, whatever.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
girl, sorry for that.
Yeah.
I would like to touch on your first Why Is You Here?
Uh-huh.
Somebody needs to remind you niggas that the Hollywood sign and Skid Row are 6 miles apart.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's what I have to say about that.
Pick your poison.
Literally.
Pick your poison.
And if you stand in the middle, you're only 3 miles from Skid Row.
So pick your poison.
Ugh.
Mm-mm.
Some of y'all don't even do well in the heat.
Let alone the heat of LA. Let alone 24 hours a day. Let alone walking the blade.
Walking in LA.
Let alone.
Walking in LA. Have you heard that song?
No.
Nobody walks in LA. So you need a car.
Yeah.
No, everybody walks out there though.
In LA proper or in California?
Well, I thought it wasn't like a car type city. I thought it was like a train bus type city.
No, traffic's always gridlocked.
Yeah.
It's a car city.
Bad
Wow.
traffic.
And they have smog. The point is, don't do it.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Who you got?
No, thank you.
Yeah, who you got this time?
It kind of is synonymous with what Chrissy said about moving not to LA but to Atlanta
Right. Because, yeah.
with hopes of becoming an actor.
Yeah.
Very much weird. And then you quit your job. You didn't move yet, but you quit your job.
Stop
But
quitting your
you
job.
don't have another job lined up. Why are we doing that? You don't have money saved up. And even if you did, why are you quitting your job if you don't have a new job? Like, that just doesn't make any kind of sense to me. Like, it's just, like, I know this person personally, and I'm just like, why are you doing this? Like, but they're narcissistic, so they believe that they're
doing
gonna
the right
make it
thing.
work out, and they're gonna be in Atlanta being the #1 actor.
Tyler Perry Studios.
I've seen the footage, and that's all
It's
I have
bad.
to say.
Dang, I
about
wanted
that.
to see.
It's bad.
Stay home.
You got to show me that after.
I would like to contribute to that and sing, "You're just mad, you're not from Atlanta. I should just go be a dancer. You bitches bald cancer. Your nigga causing no answer." That person is not black. Y'all have never heard that?
Mia Khalifa, right?
No, she's in a feud with Mia
Who's-
Khalifa.
Who said that?
I Love Friday.
I don't even
I Love Friday. I don't know that song.
That's their name.
know.
It's a duo.
Mm.
Hold on.
This
I
world
don't
just
know.
get crazier
Like,
and crazier.
I mean,
day.
follow your dreams. I'm not saying you can't, but like, have a plan, please, and make some damn money. Like, that doesn't make any sense.
Damn. Now, the only thing it's pulling up is, "It's not Atlanta.
Yeah,
It's not Atlanta.
It's not Atlanta." And like, in general, I was talking to my therapist about this the other day because I've lived more than one place. People really think leaving where you live is going to solve the problem. You
That's
have
what
to
I'm
solve the
saying.
problem first.
No,
You have to solve the
No.
problem first.
it's not gonna help anything. You're just gonna be in a new environment with the same kind of trauma and anger. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't make any kind of sense.
And Atlanta, trust me, if you can't handle Virginia, you cannot handle Atlanta. Trust me. From a bitch that went down there several times, Atlanta is a whole new, it's just a whole different thing. Like, you have to be able to handle Virginia before you can go to Atlanta. Because they'll eat your ass alive.
I think maybe just like wait till you get drawn there. Because I just don't. I'm really trying to find this fucking. I think this is it. Y'all have never heard this? Y'all have never heard this?
No.
Wait, let me see the video.
Hold on, this is the part.
Yes, I've heard this before. Who
Your
is
nigga
this
calls, I
girl?
don't answer. I'm about to flood on my wrist. I'm about to fuck on your bitch.
I've heard this song before. What's this girl's name?
Head in the head.
I Love Friday.
I Love Friday is the name of the duo. It's her and
That's
her
funny.
boyfriend.
I've heard this song before. I think you played it for me like years ago, but
I sing it like once a day. You were just mad. You're not from Atlanta.
That's
That
crazy.
sucks.
I would never be mad about that. I'm actually glad.
right.
I'm glad as fuck about
She
that.
is, I believe, Pakistani, and she starts with, "I made it here on the travel ban. I got straps like the Taliban."
Like the Taliban. Oh! I'm weak.
No, problematic. And Mia Khalifa was like, this is deeply problematic. And then she released a Mia Khalifa diss song.
She said I got strapped.
So that's the same girl that I was thinking of that girl, Mia Khalifa. I don't know why that they were one person.
No, they're two
separate people.
Angry people. They're angry at each other. Mia Khalifa's not angry in general, but Mia Khalifa's happy.
Mm-hmm.
We could all afford to be a little bit more like Mia Khalifa.
She just be minding her business, sucking dick.
That's what I'm saying. She don't even do that no more.
For real?
No.
Oh, wow.
She only did porn for it was 17 months or something.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways.
That's what's up, though.
Absolutely. My whole why issue here is Jamie Lynn Spears. I just don't like her.
That's so sad, because I literally
Shame on
said
her.
that.
I used to love Zoe 101.
I'm about to say, I said the theme song for Zoe 101 is the theme song to my life right now.
But I was so tight when she got pregnant. Like, I remember that.
But it was by a grown-ass person, though. Remember that?
I
don't remember that
moving
at that
to
age,
college
but...
and being like, this is just like Zoe 101.
Right. But it was nothing like
But
Zoe
it
101.
won't.
It was up. Plus, boarding school fucks your kids up, so.
Is that where they were at?
Yeah, they were at a boarding school. That was supposed to be high school.
Oh, they were being sent
Yeah, it was
away
supposed to be boarding school, right?
Wow.
But it ended up being, like, fun. Right?
With their pair pods.
To them.
To them. Yeah.
They did have their pair pods on lock. Okay.
Pair pads, I mean. Not pair pods, because AirPods weren't even out at that time.
But I think it was the iPod. I think you're right.
Yeah,
they did
iPod.
have.
Oh, I was talking about, like, the AirPod, like, the pair pods, like the AirPods. That's what I was thinking
but
of.
they did have the pair
But
pods.
they did have those. I forgot
I
the
don't
iPods
necessarily remember that part, but...
It looked like
They had pair phones.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So here we have, let me say focus, our topic of the week. This is from June 28th. John Hinckley, the man who tried assassinating Ronald Reagan once upon a time, feels remorse for what he did and is now asking for forgiveness. He said mental illness was behind the act and a jury agreed. Hinckley was found not guilty by reason of insanity. As for his mental state these days, he said he's been one of the most scrutinized people in the mental health system. So my question is, what is the relationship between mental illness and accountability for your own actions? Because you tried to kill Ronald Reagan. And while I respect it,
I do.
you ain't crazy. And it wasn't
That's what I'm
like,
saying. Just stand on it.
it wasn't like,
There's no going back.
it wasn't like a quick little, like he shot that nigga in the head. That's how Ronald Reagan ended up in the wheelchair. He shot that nigga in the head. Like for all intents and purposes, he did kill Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan just happened to survive.
Ronald Reagan put crack in the black community.
He did, but the point is mental illness.
So do we really care?
You tried to kill the president.
Do we really give a fuck?
Right.
We don't care about Ronald Reagan, but mental illness,
Bro.
that's why you tried to kill Ronald Reagan
Yes.
Yeah.
at the time, the
that's a little
president of the
wild.
United States.
Yes.
Like,
Because only a mentally ill person could achieve such a feat.
what about John Wilkes Booth?
Was he not mentally ill?
No, what about the nigga that killed Kennedy?
I think they were all a little mentally ill.
They weren't mentally ill. They wanted the
Definitely.
president dead. That's not mentally
They were
That was
mentally
their
ill
goal.
enough to think that their want for the president to be dead was enough
These people
justification.
They could
to
be
take
working
him
for
out.
someone.
Right.
Still got to be mentally ill to do that.
The point is, there's plenty of reasons to kill the president.
Okay.
You don't get to just
We're
say,
gonna be cut. From the live.
you don't get to just say, oh, you know, that was my sciatica acting up. Sorry, Ronald Reagan.
Sorry about that.
All right. Sorry. I tried to shoot you.
I did shoot you.
Now you're in a wheelchair? And that's your answer what you have to say?
Dang. But
Sorry.
I
That's
get
a
it, though.
lot.
Like, I see what you mean, though. But at the same time,
It's like, to me, it's like, you ever watch a whole episode of Catfish and that motherfucker's bugging. And then you meet him at the end and they're like, yeah, you know,
Yeah.
right.
my parents got divorced when I was 6 and that was really hard for me.
Yeah.
You're 35.
Right.
who are 35.
Get a grip.
What do you mean? So, like, where do we separate, like, mental illness, which is a real thing that exists in people and does influence people's actions, from, like, no, I'm going to hold you accountable for this.
Yes.
You shot Ronald Reagan.
You do have to be accountable.
You have to be accountable.
Because as somebody that goes off at random, like, due to mental illness, no.
This man shot Ronald Reagan.
I understand, but I'm saying he should be held accountable.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And it's like, my bad. My bad, Ronnie. Like, are you dead ass?
My bad, Ron.
Or even just like in your personal life, how many chances do you give someone before you're like, you know what, actually?
No.
Absolutely
not.
Not for me.
Right. Gonna be all, I don't know.
Because you do want to be gentle with people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, hey, I understand. But it's like, how many times are you going to run over my bike?
And say that it's because.
Yeah.
Like Rashida's mom.
Yes. I keep having to buy bikes behind this.
Mm.
And if I wasn't your friend, I would not have to buy bikes. This is an inconvenience to me. But should you say, this is an inconvenience to me? Are you being ableist?
Huh?
Yeah.
No. If it's an inconvenience, it's an inconvenience.
Sounds like what an ableist will say. Gotcha!
Get shit.
The camera.
Yeah. I'm looking. Shit, get shit. If it's an inconvenience, it's an inconvenience. That doesn't mean that you have any feelings toward the person. It's just a fact. It's an inconvenience.
Mm-hmm. Hands behind your back, ma'am.
Okay.
No, I get what you're saying. Like, no, it affects other people.
Right.
But you want to be gracious towards someone. But, like, because a lot of times that grace comes with, like, okay, well, they can't control it. You know? And then how do you hold someone accountable if the stance that you've taken is they can't control this thing? So you just put up with them acting like that.
Right. But then you can also be taken advantage of.
Absolutely. But it's like, so how do you draw the line that you don't get taken? That's the question.
I mean, it has to be mutual understanding. That's for one.
Yeah.
Like, if they're understanding why you may be aggravated and you're explaining why, and they're like, okay, I understand. But then they do it again.
I mean, but they can't. I had a friend who had really bad social anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
And that anxiety would manifest in ways that were like, I don't have a better word than like annoying for other people or inconvenient for other people. And then on top of her actions, making people uncomfortable or irritated, she then needed the reassurance that we weren't irritated.
Yeah, so then
that's a lot.
And it's like, so you want me to tell you that I'm not irritated,
right?
For this because you have anxiety, but you are actively irritating me.
Yeah, I can't. It's too much.
Or even if I wasn't irritated, you've asked me 30 times, am I irritated? I'm about to start being.
Right. What do you think?
I think that it's an inconvenience for me, and I'm tired of buying bicycles.
My bike was on the grass. Why did you run it over?
Tired of buying bicycles, for sure.
Wow.
So, like, how much grace do we give? Is it one time? Is it two times? Is it a case-by-case basis? I mean...
Maybe case by case. But then again, you don't want to give them too much damn grace. Like,
how do you know it's too much grace?
I feel like if the person is actively, like, trying to better themselves,
and
then they just have, like, episodes... Mind you, we're talking about mild things, like not killing people.
Yeah.
Not any rage.
Not trying to kill Ronald Reagan.
Yeah.
No rage.
So I'm talking about just like episodes. I feel like if they're trying to do better, then, you know, work with them.
And making strides, not even just saying just therapy, but making strides to be a better person and learning about themselves. But
that's a good one, because why am I supposed to put up with this constant excuse of, oh, it's my X, Y, and Z, right? If there's never been any work.
Right.
For example, let's say somebody bites people and you have a disorder that makes you bite people, if you're not going to see the biting specialist,
what are we doing? Because
yeah,
you're
you're not
gonna
gonna just keep biting me and using the fact that you
Like-
have a biting issue as an excuse, but you're not taking your bite meds.
Right.
You know?
Your bite meds is crazy. Bite meds is absolutely crazy.
Oh.
I mean, the meds will be for the biting.
Right. It would alleviate that.
But think about I use biting as an example because while this person is like, oh, I have a biting problem, I'm on the loose, the other people are getting bit.
Right. People are getting hurt behind this because you ain't taking your meds. Like,
how many times are people supposed to get bit?
Right.
Stop.
Regardless, like, okay, I have a biting problem. Okay, but you're still biting people and getting bit
In
hurts.
the midst of having
Yeah.
this biting problem.
And you're
like,
not
oh,
going
my
to see the
bad.
bite. Like, okay, if you bite me one time, I see you for 3 weeks, you don't bite me, and
They
then
be
you
like,
bite
oh,
me
my
again,
bad, my
I could be
bad.
like, you know what, off day. If I see you today, you bite me, I'm like, you're like, sorry, I have a biting problem. I see you tomorrow and you bite me again.
Yeah,
we're
exactly.
gonna be fighting.
That's what I'm saying. Keep your fucking teeth off me. Now I beat you up. They're like, you know she got a biting problem. Why did you do that?
Because she's
She's
damn
biting
well. She need to be taking the bite meds.
No bullshit.
Some people have not even talked to the lady to get the bite
bite
man.
meds.
Right.
But will be quick to say, I have a biting problem.
Right. And you're trying to hold it against me. No. 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 Absolutely not.
So where do we draw the line that says you're not going to keep biting me? Because I
Right.
think that the biting someone 2 days in a row is different from biting someone, doing the work. You slip up, okay, you bit someone else.
Right.
But it's been 3 weeks since you last bit somebody.
I think accountability. Like,
And
you
then
have
it'll be
to take
6
some
weeks.
kind of accountability. Like, I think it just starts with that. That's it. Like, if you're not going to be self-aware of anything, I don't have to deal with this.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I don't have to deal with this. Period. That's it.
Because there's a difference between, hey, you bit me. Well, you know I have a biting problem.
Right.
And, hey, you
Instead
bit
of being
me.
like, yeah, I'm working on
I'm
that.
working on that. I'm sorry I bit you.
Like, I just forgot to take it. I was rushing out of the house.
Yeah. I was in a
Y'all
rush.
sick.
Like,
Y'all sick as hell.
We're trying
trying to
to make the
reason
lesson
it.
accessible.
I know.
we're trying to reason.
But you can't make sense of some shit that just doesn't simply make sense. You'll never be able to figure it
What
out.
don't make sense is you out here biting everybody every way but loose, and you got the bite meds at your disposal.
Mm-hmm. And you ain't doing nothing about it.
Not,
Right.
not a damn thing.
That don't make no damn
The
sense.
bite meds are at the CVS, you at the house.
Right. And you like driving past the CVS on your way home, but you're still
Not
like,
a
oh, I
damn
can't wait to
thing.
bite somebody else. Like, come on. Like,
Right.
what's going on? Come on.
That's funny though.
That don't make no sense.
So where does the bitee? Like, at what point do you, as the bitee, say, "All right,
That's enough.
that's enough. You bit me the fuck up."
Right.
I know
would
it
say
hurts your
maybe
feeling.
3 chances, but I would be like, it would have to be with a warning, right? You bite me once, okay. It's an accident at that point. The second time, okay, maybe you forgot your meds, you passed by CVS. The third time, you either learn your lesson or you're not
you
going to
got-
come around me
yeah.
anymore.
Yeah, the third time you don't even have a
That-
prescription.
Right.
I'm starting to
You don't
think.
have a prescription.
You haven't
I'm starting
even
to
talked
think
to
you
the
like
lady.
this. You're
Yeah.
getting a kick out of biting me.
Right.
And so it's like,
Like,
I guess then the diagnosis would be the weapon for people who aren't doing the work, right?
mm-hmm.
Like, oh, okay. Or maybe they went to like one session with the lady. The lady said, I think you have a biting problem. They were like, bet.
Yeah.
So now they biting
Now they just
everybody.
biting people.
Yeah, and hey, sorry, the lady said I have a
I got a
biting,
biting
problem,
problem.
as opposed to someone who
not
stays with the
taking
lady
action.
and is trying to bite people.
Right.
Both of these people have a biting disorder.
Right.
One of them is trying to stop biting people,
And the other
and
one.
the other one is trying to bite everyone they can.
And using it as a crutch. No.
As a crutch.
No,
As a
absolutely
crutch.
not. No. Like, you have to be actively working on it, you know?
I personally feel that way about a lot of like other people with ADHD. I feel like I don't talk about having ADHD all the time in a way that a lot of people do. And so they're like, sorry, I'm always late. Sorry, I wasted your time. Sorry, I blah, blah, blah. I have ADHD. Well, me too, bitch. And I was here on fucking time.
Yeah.
You know, we were supposed to get pretzels at the mall, bitch. The mall
Right.
is closed.
Right.
Not a Auntie Anne's in sight. I don't like when people do that because it's like, you're trying to tell me this you're using this as an excuse. I
Right.
took my meds this morning.
Right.
And they're just now wearing off, and I want a fucking pretzel.
I can see
Right.
how that would be.
There has to be some kind of accountability, because if not, we're just in there staring at each other like, well, what are we gonna do next? You're gonna start biting me? No. Like, that doesn't make any kind of sense. That does not make any kind of sense.
They're like, the biting's part of the gig.
Right. Well, you already knew I got a biting problem. Like, no.
It's like that meme I posted on my Instagram story of the guy. It was in Spanish, but basically he was like doing a handstand. And it's like the person who gets drunk at the party and you call them out and they're like, if you know how I act, then why you invite me?
Yo.
The cartwheel.
It's like, we want you to stop.
That's a prime example.
Exactly.
Like, you gotta take accountability. You doing cartwheels
Nobody
at the
wanted
party.
you to do that.
Like,
Nobody
what?
wanted you to do that at all. You took that entirely, completely upon yourself.
But their response is, I always
Self-awareness.
cartwell.
Right.
I always cartwheel. You know I have a
You're
cartwheel.
not, we're
policy.
not taking
Stop.
accountability. We're not doing that. You're not taking accountability.
So when do we step in? Is it the first cartwheel at the party?
I say something, nip it in the bud.
Right.
What if they're doing?
Because you're doing yourself a disservice if you don't speak up.
What if they're doing cartwheels and it only hurts them and nobody else? Do you still step in?
Yes.
So if the
Because
person
you're
is
a
biting
bystander.
themselves, you're still like, you need to talk to the lady.
I would be like, yes, you are hurting yourself. Not like it's hurting me to see you hurting yourself. You need to talk to somebody. That don't make no sense. You got bite marks all up your arm. That don't make no sense. You bleeding. It's monkeypox and all that going around.
You can't give yourself monkeypox.
Right? But still, you could be bleeding. You drip a little blood. Somebody contracts it because they got an open wound. Now what?
I'm not sitting. You biting people.
Like,
I'm not sitting around here with an open wound.
Right? No.
So do we say you need to take accountability for your actions when it starts affecting the person? Do we say you need to start taking accountability for your actions when it starts affecting us as their friends and family? Or do we just be like, all right, well, I don't hate you, but I don't wish you well. I'll see you in hell.
It has to be a gradual process, I think.
What is gradual? I don't have all day. You're biting people.
Oh
right,
my God.
right. Like, first is the initial conversation. Hey, I wanted to let you know I don't appreciate you biting me or other people. I think you need to see someone. As a friend, I think you should speak to someone.
Right.
Then,
It's
if they
concerning behavior.
continue, hey, remember we had that conversation 2 weeks ago about you biting people? You still haven't done anything about it.
What's going on?
Are you taking medication? Well, no, I know I got the problem, but I just can't
That stuff,
stop
it
biting.
keep
Like,
you up at
what?
night. My friend had the biting
Right.
meds, and the biting meds, her leg fell off.
Right, like, stop. You should want better for yourself. See, I'm getting too deep into the story, but you should want better for yourself.
But my friend took the biting meds, and she has no leg now.
Hey, you gotta try it. You're not her.
Why would I risk my leg?
Some things you gotta sacrifice.
You're biting everybody.
Yeah.
Or do you say, you know what? Do them on you then. Bite everybody. See who will be here when the dust settles.
Hey, yo.
When the bites settle.
Right. Nobody. 'Cause
Nobody.
We're not sticking around for that.
Hey, who wants to do? Like, who's gonna suffer through that? I'm sure the fuck not.
At this point, I'm traumatized. It's self-inflicted trauma. On my
Right.
end.
And so how do you go about saying,
This is enough.
I understand that you have a biting problem, but you need to stop.
And they're still like, well, I can't stop. I'm gonna be like, well, I guess we're not friends then.
I'm going to distance myself from you until
Right.
you stop, because it's hurting. As your friend, it's hurting me.
You don't see this as a problem because I do.
Yes.
And you're not taking action, so you're not taking accountability. I'm not gonna deal with this.
And you don't think our friendship is important enough.
Right, to value what I'm telling you.
Right.
Okay, so now the person with the biting problem, none of us is their friend anymore. They bite the president. They bite the president. They go before a court of law. The court of law says, hey, why the fuck did you bite the president of the United States? And guess what that person says?
I was mentally.
I have a biting problem. And the jury's like, he does have a biting problem.
Right.
Damn.
They're gonna show mercy.
They may or may not.
And he back on the streets.
Right, back on the streets biting. That doesn't make any sense.
See? And that's what happened with Hinckley. He was found not guilty by reason of insanity. Only to turn around and say that he's one of the most scrutinized people in the mental health system. You shot the president. The only reason you didn't kill the president is because the president didn't die.
But he would have very much so been out of here.
Right.
What?
Had one more thing gone wrong.
Right.
So
there has to be accountability. I think that's where it has to be accountability. Or you're not going to get anywhere. You're not.
Do you think if someone stepped in and said, hey, this biting is getting crazy, it would have even gotten to biting the president?
Yes, I think so. And if they would have taken action from that conversation and been like, okay, I'm going to maybe try to go see a specialist. I'm going to get some like kind of medication or something. Maybe they would take some kind of action and be a better person.
So then you think that they wouldn't have bit the president if the friends had said, hey, you got to stop biting people.
Yes, and they acted on that by being advised to do something about it.
And it wouldn't have got to that point.
Yes.
Because, okay, so if you have the conversation and they don't act on it, at the very least you can say, hey, man.
At least I tried.
I told you to stop that biting shit.
But you're an adult, so you're going to do what you want to do. Whatever. I'm not going to be a part of you biting me.
You know who won't get bit? Me. I have a steel-toed jacket.
Okay.
Good luck.
Like,
How you going to bite someone with no teeth? We're going to do this the easy way or the hard way. Keep your damn mouth off of me.
I don't know. I don't like that.
I don't
Biting.
either.
I used to be bit by my little brother. I can't even lie. And that hurt.
Biting
hurt.
people is very painful. Like, getting bit is painful.
Like, I remember he bit me at a cookout. And everyone was like, oh my God, he bit you. I was like, yes. That was bad.
The point is, so for mental illness, it's like, if you are seeking some sort of help or assistance or things of that sort, which shouldn't be stigmatized in the first place. Mm-hmm. But if you're doing that, then maybe you'll get more grace from people than if you're just on the loose or on the loose with the diagnosis.
Right. Because I think, okay, you could be getting advice from a therapist, but that doesn't mean you're taking the advice that they're giving you.
Right. Your therapist is like, maybe you should sleep with a bite guard.
Mm-hmm.
You're like,
I'm
thanks for the session. It was court mandated.
Right.
Good night.
I'm going to sleep. No bite guard. Just boneless sleep. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, at least try. That's what I would say, because don't use it as a crutch or a weapon against other people to do bad things to people. Don't do that. Don't do that.
It's weaponizing the illness. Because I'm just not sure. They don't even say which mental illness he had. He's just like, I'm mentally ill.
Right.
I shot the president. Sorry.
No, that's BS.
And this man was not a black man. What did you have against Ronald Reagan? Ronald Reagan did everything for you.
Right.
The man was in movies. The man was in film. He was an actor first. And you shot him. The second he died, I would have charged him with manslaughter.
Damn.
Because he shot him, then he ended up in the wheelchair, then the this and the that.
No.
He died, right?
Ronald Reagan?
Yeah.
Yes, he's very dead.
So I was like, he was old back then. So I'm like, I was like 60s, 70s.
The only living presidents are both the Bushes. No, it's one of the Bushes. It's Clinton.
Yeah. Bush's father died in Clinton.
Yeah. And then the
Yikes.
ones we know recently.
Barack, we love you.
Handsome. The Easter suit?
He's fine. That's a fine man.
He would have been casket sharp. They shot him in the Easter suit. But
He's terrible.
I think he got the most death threats out of all presidents.
he was the sharpest, though.
He was.
Man, remember when he left after the 8 years? He got the bomber jacket and
That
he had the
was so
44 stitched in the wrist. And he was at the NBA game. I said, damn.
Like, why he got so much drip? Like, that don't even make no sense.
What?
That don't
Just
make no sense.
a little 44.
And
stitched in
Michelle
the-
be
Michelle be
could
dressed too.
Michelle be dressing.
Viola Davis, we don't forgive you.
We don't.
wow.
I watched one episode of that. Viola Davis, I love you, but how dare you?
Damn.
We will not be taking mental illness as an excuse for that one.
Right,
It
girl.
was bad.
It
Yeah,
was
Zoe
terrible.
Saldana.
Damn.
Nope.
Zoe
We haven't
Saldana,
forgiven you for the
like-
Nina Simone.
Yeah, and I don't care how many times you apologize.
Nope.
I'm taking that one with me.
Mm.
Any advice?
Yeah. So now it's time for advice from Umar, which is where we take a no context Dr. Umar quote and we get real life advice from it. So let's see, what's this one?
Real life.
This is mine.
That I made. I had an ADHD moment. My ADHD stands for an ancestral diversion for my higher development. I had an ADHD moment. I had an ancestral diversion for my higher development. I had an ADHD moment. I had an ancestral diversion for my higher development. I had an ADHD moment. I had an ancestral diversion for my higher development.
My culture is not your
So-
costume, Doctor.
I'm saying. So with that, I just want to say, and going back to our other advice from Umar, where we don't need the white man's paperwork. I say all that to say, you are not mentally ill. You are just in touch with your ancestors. Fuck the paperwork. Fuck the medicine. You're not mentally ill. You're just in touch with your ancestors.
I am going to put a disclaimer on the screen for that.
Oh, yeah, please do. Because I'm very much being sarcastic, if y'all could not tell.
No, we can tell.
Okay, I
But
just want
as
that
I
to be
just-
clear.
Listen, I had a head wrap on. I was being
I
sarcastic.
know,
and
and
the
that's
girl
why
said, "I'ma
I
do
literally
witchcraft."
said it sounds like something that woman would say. I am not being serious. Please, 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 ma'am, please, sir. I'm not being serious. But with that being said, yeah, you're not mentally ill. You're just in tune with your ancestors. Because
Well, are they mentally ill? Because something's up.
no.
My ancestors.
Your
are definitely
ancestors
mentally
wanted
ill.
you to go and try and knock off Ronald Reagan.
He doesn't have ancestors. He was white.
Oh, well, your ancestors told you to bite those people.
Yeah.
Mm.
And they was mentally ill. Why would they
Mhm.
encourage that?
Yeah.
Bite people.
Shame on them.
Hey,
Shame on
What
you.
I
is
had
it?
an ADHD moment,
And what is?
an ancestral diversion for my higher development.
But he didn't get any information. He didn't
That's
remember
what I'm
what he
trying to
was
figure
saying.
out what was the higher development.
You
What
just kept
was
repeating it.
an ancestral diversion
for
for my higher development. I had an ADHD moment.
Dr. Umar is the voice in my head.
When I say the voices, I really mean Dr. Umar.
Yep.
Mm-mm.
Dr. Umar told him to kill Ronald Reagan.
When I say the voices, I really mean Dr. Umar Johnson. Make no mistake about that.
The Prince of Pan-Africanism. Ifatunde.
Ifatunde,
Listen.
the King Kong of consciousness.
Dang. I think that's the last one, right? Of his,
His aliases.
damn. I wanted to, keep going. Are we sure?
Yeah, I think so.
We said Prince of Pan-Africanism.
Mm-hmm.
Brother Ifatunde.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Umar Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think he has a doctorate.
He does, though.
I do not think he does.
He said he does.
That was one of the exposés.
Really?
Yeah. I mean,
I'ma look
unless his
more into it.
ancestors gave it to him.
Facts, because it's the white man's paperwork. We don't need it.
Yeah.
So, degree, what's that?
Don't know or never heard of her.
I have a PhD. I'm a doctor.
I too have a PhD. If you get an honorary PhD, can you use it?
I don't know about
I don't
that.
know.
I was very confused about how that works.
Me too.
Like, can you now be Dr. So-and-so?
I think. Mm,
Like, is Taylor
even
Swift
say.
Dr. Taylor Swift?
What does she have a PhD in?
Something about music, songwriting, and something else.
Oh wow.
Because they give you the PhD in
giving
something that
celebrities
you
too much
showed,
credit.
like,
Talent or
credit's
skill.
for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like you would know what you're talking about, but like, can you use that? Because I'm thinking, how do we get popular enough that I don't have to go back to school?
Right.
That I
You
can
just give me the degree.
Yeah, and I get the little hat
Yes.
Right.
and the robe.
Good question.
I don't. I want to skirt the system. And it's really important to me that I don't do this the proper way. I want
Who wants
to
to go back
not
to
spend any
school?
money.
Like, no. I wouldn't want to go back to school.
I want the school to like me so much.
That you give me a degree.
Yeah.
And then I get to speak to the people.
ICDC college, they might be giving them out.
Honorary degrees? Do they have a doctorate program?
Not sure. We could ask Romeo.
Is that still
Right.
open?
No, I don't think it
ICDC
is.
college, I think, may be closed.
Yeah.
What
I
about
don't think-
Education Connection?
Oh yeah.
Work for hourly wage. Went to high school. Didn't do
Okay, let me
great.
see. ICDC College is in Huntington Park, California.
I'm so ICDC.
It says was. ICDC College was a private for-profit college with 4 campuses in Southern California and an online campus. The college closed in 2016, and Trident University International agreed to continue instruction of ICDC's current academic programs.
It says it's unclear why ICDC college closed on April 4th. Yep. We are no longer accepting new applications for enrollment.
Dang.
Oh, this followed the school falling into poor standing with the California approving agency and its lack of authorization in
Damn,
many
it
states
wasn't accredited.
in which students enrolled. Mm-mm. Does Romeo Miller own ICD? Y'all stop.
I don't think he owns it.
No, he
own it.
don't. And they know that. Why are they searching that?
They didn't know that. That's why they typed it in like that.
Does Romeo own ICDC?
I mean, the question would be, does Master P own ICDC? I think that would have been my question.
That is true.
Why college from California? They're from Louisiana.
Right. New Orleans.
I like Master P.
I love Master P.
I like him. He's like, Monica, he doing all that jail talking on the phone. Leave that man alone.
He is very smart.
Yeah, he's not dumb in the
Very,
slightest.
very
Platinum out
smart.
the trunk. Master P.
Mm-hmm.
Percy.
Percy Miller, P. Miller. I used to love Master P when I was young. He used to have a lot of like kiddie like stuff I used to watch like as a kid with my little brother.
Yeah. I've been appreciating the big timers lately too. Manny Fresh and Birdman.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody get your roll on. Everybody get your motherfucking roll on. That's a good one.
It is.
And what's the other one? The most popular one. Gator boots with the pimped out Gucci suit. Ain't got no job. And then obviously I Need a Hot Girl.
Yeah.
So any closing arguments?
No. Don't bite people.
Don't bite a single soul, please.
And
Keep your
don't
teeth
make
to yourself.
excuses.
Don't make excuses. Take accountability for your actions. Hold your friends
Right.
accountable. If you can't hold your friends accountable, they're not your friend.
Right. Kick him to the curb.
Other than that, I mean, don't be a hating ass bitch during the break.
Right.
Stay cool out there.
Yeah.
Drink your water. You're gonna need it. And turn your AC on. Don't be cheap.
Do not be cheap. Now's not
Turn
the time
your
to
AC
cheap
on.
out.
The fan is not gonna work.
My great grandfather didn't want to buy a hotel because he was wealthy, but a cheapskate. He got frostbite. He lost all his toes. Spend the money
Get
when
an
the money
AC.
needs to be spent.
Oh my God.
Rest in peace, Grandpa Johnson. That's not a joke. This is a serious matter. Being a cheapskate can have dire consequences. I'm trying to tell y'all something from the brain, from the heart, from the soul, from the streets. I'm that bitch from the streets.
I'm that bitch.
I get that money. I get that money.
Y'all, when I tell you this is one of the funniest niggas I know, this girl right here is one of the funniest niggas I know. Arguably one of the funniest on this planet.
I appreciate that, but I'm trying to teach the people a lesson.
Bruh, do you not hear?
That is a true story. Grandpa Johnson had no toes. He was 6'2". When I was born,
They amputated.
yeah, they took him.
Oh.
He was like, hi. 'Cause everybody calls me my name on the show anyways. Y'all can call me Lilo, but my name's Monet. And so he's like, hi, Money. And they were like, her name's Monet, Granddad. And he was like, I know what her name is. If I want to call her Money, that's what I'm going to call her.
Money.
Grandpa Johnson got dementia. They gave me his car when I learned how to drive. And one of the stipulations was that I had to go pick up Grandpa Johnson from the old folks' home and give him a ride around in his car.
Mm-hmm.
Halfway through the ride, he went, you're Money. I said, yeah, Grandpa. Who did you think I was?
Right.
And he let me come to his apartment
And pick him up.
We riding around. He just vibing. The point is,
Without
he
a
didn't
care.
exactly. He didn't get the hotel. Grandpa Johnson was wealthy. He did not get the hotel. He slept in the car. Being cheap has dire consequences.
It does. It does.
You have to
Being cheap will get you nowhere. Stop being cheap.
It's one thing to be broke. You don't have a choice.
Ugh.
Cheap?
Cheap is not broke.
Cheap? No. Stop being cheap.
Cheap is not the same as broke. That's
Y'all see
definitely
what
not
cheap
true.
will get you.
Nowhere.
No disrespect. Did y'all buy a Trooper shirt in high school? I just feel like don't be cheap. They were fly, but then y'all was saying that the letters was coming off. Spend your money. You work hard. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.